Good evening on another Tuesday night as we're getting ready for more short track racing here on the Elite Racing Network as the Racing America Super Late Models of the Elite Racing League are set to go once again here. It's round 4 of the Racing America Super Late Models series, and we're at one of the granddaddies of them all, Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. Thank you again for joining us. I'm Connor Sullivan, along with Harrison Taillon and Robert Hill Jr., getting set for what should be a bit of a slam bang matchup tonight here at Martinsville. As we're going to have another mix of drivers tonight, as we've got some of the faces that we've been accustomed to over the first three out of the 6 race series, but we've also got some new faces tonight, Robert.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got 16 cars here this evening, which is a nice field for us here. Racing America Super Late Model Series. Got a couple new guys, couple elite regulars, and a few that we've really never seen before. So I think tonight could be a real mix up in the race results from what we've seen the past few weeks, and I'm excited to see what these guys put on for us here tonight.
Yep.
Yeah,
As
just piggybacking off of what Robert said, I think it's going to be very important to qualify well here and do well in your heat here tonight. Track position is going to be very important. Passing is going to be a little tough, unless you want to use that bumper, like we talked about last week. It's going to be really tough to get by people. So starting up front is going to be very key in this race tonight.
Well, as we get down to the final minutes of qualifying, as we see Trevor Elam actually moving up to the second position. Tyler Fody on the provisional pole right now for our 15-lap heat race, which will set the final lineup for the 75-lap feature. But Fody unable to get a win so far in the first 3 races. As we look back in round 1 at Nashville Fairgrounds, it was New England street stock racer Aaron Clemens that got the win, but he is not with us tonight, though, as I haven't seen Latham join. Oh, wait, actually, yep, there's Latham Joyner. I, I thought I had seen him, but he is currently the highest of the winning drivers that we've had so far, as he's currently third in the standings, 11 back of Tyler Fody. Ryan Gavel, we'll have to see if he's in the field or not tonight. But one driver that we do know who is in the field is last week's winner at Milwaukee, 2000 NASCAR Busch Series champion Jeff Green, who had a whale of a bell as the laps wound down last week.
Yeah, Jeff Green put on a heck of a show last week at the Milwaukee Mile, and really excited to see what he can do here at Martinsville. As you guys are about to take the grid here for our 15 lap heat race, as load up the grid, and Connor will take us a walk through starting order here.
On the pole, it's going to be, again, your points leader, Tyler Fody in the number 40, just under the 19 seconds range. And then we got one of the new faces tonight, Trevor Elam, sporting the Furniture Row look. Very smart looking car out there. There on the front row. Row 2, it's going to be Jay Kaner on the inside. And also going to be Nick Massey to his outside, another one of the new faces that we got tonight. And then it's your winner from a couple of weeks ago at New Smyrna Speedway, Latham Joyner. Into his outside will be Noah Allison. And then going back to row 4, your winner last week at the Milwaukee Mile, Jeff Green. And he'll have Brayton Holt to his outside. Right out the top 10, Cash James, Josh Smith in positions 9 and 10 to get us up. Keenan Jones, Michael Goodman, 11th and 12th in row 6. Then going back to row 7, it'll be Brent Jones on the inside, Scott Haney to his outside. And then it'll be Ryan Joyner and Brandon Ultra, the modified racer out of Pennsylvania, who will round out our 16-car field for our 15-lap prelim heat race. Caution laps will not count throughout the 15-lapper. And then we'll finish up with a 75-lap Tuesday night special here in the Racing America Super Late Model Series. As we'll look ahead to Five Flag Speedway next week, which is one of the meccas for super late model racing. But I think one important point to note here is that Martinsville is actually not a super late model track. Plenty, of course, we see the late model stock cars of the Southeast compete here every fall for 200 laps and a whole lot of money. But this is something that's a little unique that we get to do here in iRacing and in the Elite Racing League, guys.
Yeah, there's definitely a wide variety of racing here at the Martinsville Speedway, but like you mentioned, super late models is not really one of those series that we regularly see at this track. So that's going to make for an interesting night here tonight. Obviously, like you mentioned, there's a mix of new and old faces throughout the field. So it's going to be interesting to see how some of these guys tackle this track. I know there's a good friend of mine, Cash James, here in the race here tonight. He's actually going to start at the rear of the field in the 15th position. His first race here on the service in about 8 years, so he's just trying to get his footing back under him and see if he can cut it here in the Elite Racing League. But welcome to him, and welcome to all the new guys we have here tonight, and welcome to everyone at home. This is going to kickstart an exciting week here on the Elite Racing Network. Obviously, tomorrow night we go with our duels at Daytona, and then we're going to keep running on through. So exciting times, and we're going to go green here in just about a minute here.
You know, of course, we talk about this is the summer series to bridge the gap between the A and the B seasons here in 2022. But we're on to the B season this week, though, of course, with non-points racing. But very exciting times in the Elite Racing League. Of course, exciting times in short track racing in general. We'll talk about that coming up. But first, a heat race as the green flag is out. Tyler Fody with a great jump to start things off, as the battle is going to be for second between Jake Kaner and Trevor Elam.
Oh, spinner in the back.
Oh, Jeff Green's around.
Wow, so not picking up where he left off just a week ago. Jeff Green sit on the back straightaway. Now, the good news about the rules here from the heat races to the feature is that if you get your car torn up, there will be a full reset heading into 75 lap feature events. So definitely one real world item that they're not going to have to worry about tonight.
Absolutely. Let's load this up on the Whiskey Cast replay here, see what happened to Jeff Green. And obviously not the start he wanted tonight, but lucky for him, this is just the heat race and he'll get to continue on in the feature. I think Jeff's on the inside of that's
Oh, 3 wides at Martinsville.
The other 24s, yeah, he just 3 wide doesn't work. He gets clipped by Condon Jones there, gets a little piece of the wall, but he'll get to continue on. There's a bit of right front damage on his car, but he should be able to get that fixed up and come right back out.
Yep, so no harm, no foul. Just a loss of track position for Green as he'll the pits and see if he can pick up some positions in the late laps of this 15-lap heat race. But before we go back to Green, let's give a shout out to some of the sponsors. TA Services. For over 36 years, TA Services has been a trusted domestic and international full-service third-party logistics provider, offering freight brokerage, managed transportation, warehousing, and fulfillment, and cross-border logistics to shippers around the globe. And also from Blue Egg Marketing, the marketing department for small businesses. And of course, Racing America, the title sponsor of the Super Late Model Series. Get to the schedule for the week in just a little bit as we're right back to green now with 11 laps to go, as Jake Kaner, much better restarts this time around as he's able to get around Trevor Elam, but Elam back on the attack heading into turn number 3.
Trevor Elam doing a nice job here, his first night out with this series. Making a charge at Jake Kaner, who's really been a real bright spot in this series so far. Jay holding on to second place there behind Tyler Fody, as we have another car around. That's Josh Smith.
So just probably about a repeat of what happened to Jeff Green.
Yeah, we'll load this one up on the Whiskey Cast replay as well, but I'm thinking he might have had a little bit of help from the rear end. Josh Smith here ahead of Brandon Ultra. He may have just he just got loose off the corner. It does happen here when you get on the gas pedal a little bit too soon, but no harm done. He just spins out. Nobody gets into him, so no harm, no foul. He'll continue on, and we'll get back under green here shortly.
I
Harry,
can
these super late models, lot of power, but not a lot of weight to compare to some of the stock cars out there. So you can see how you might be able to overdo it a little bit on corner exit.
Yeah, absolutely. These cars get extremely light as you apply the power on the throttle. So getting it, just applying it real easy instead of mashing it down, will really help you not get loose and lose the rear end. But I always appreciate a nice 360, so that was really cool to see at least.
Well, we said we get to the Racing America broadcast schedule for the week, so let's do that. Actually, tonight, once we're done here with the Racing America Super Late Model Series, head on over to Racing America for the very first night of the North Wilkesboro Racetrack Revival. Got modifieds, limited late models. Actually, no, it's short type modifieds, great modifieds, and mini stocks tonight. They've just completed their qualifying at North Wilkesboro. They'll be going racing soon, and guess what? Be doing the same exact thing tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock qualifying. Features at around 8 o'clock. And short type modifieds, the Carolina crate modifieds, and mini stock on menu for this midweek revival of the famous North Wilkesboro Speedway. But as for the Elite Racing League, we're at another famous short track, and that's Martinsville, and we're back to it here. Now 12 laps to go, as a little bit of a trouble getting things going here in this heat race, but Tyler Fode, he has been well in control to start things off, as the bell behind is for the 5th position.
See Jay Kaner on the exit of that corner there. Staying a little bit low, staying half a lane away from the wall. Doesn't want to give that 3 car right there any type of intention to go down low here.
Yep, it's safer than Joyner in the 3. It actually scores the 03, but some of the differences that we got here, of course, Trevor Elam scored as the 8. He's in the 78, and Nick Massey scores the 16, but he's in the 5. And scoring that Terry Labonte team, as we see Joyner going up into the runner-up spot, and he's taking Elam with him.
Yeah, Trevor Elam was just hanging it out there just a moment ago. Trevor is one heck of a racer, Harry. You know personally, as being one of our good buddies there. But Trevor was looking forward to this one. He did a lot of laps. He wasn't too sure of how it would turn out for him, but he's doing a nice job so far, running in the 3rd position.
Yeah, he's when he's on it, and when he's fast, and he says he really likes these types of cars and this style of racing. So he says he wished he did it the entire season, but unfortunately he had other commitments. But tonight he was able to come out, and he's doing pretty good so far, running 3rd.
We saw a little bit of battling on behind him. Meanwhile, as we've got another car around.
24 of Noah Allison. And he definitely got a piece of the wall there. We'll take a look on the Whiskey Cast replay, see what happened to him, and do I wear under yellow this time.
Well, that's unfortunate, because Allison, he was up in the top 5.
Well, Allison running just ahead of Nick Massey here, just behind Jay Kaner. The distance between himself and, he just grabbed the curb there. Fortunately, actually, nice job by Nick Massey avoiding him. Noah gets a small piece of the wall on the inside, but that shouldn't affect him too much, and he should be able to continue on just fine. This curbing here at Martinsville is definitely going to be something to keep an eye on throughout the feature, as these guys really got to make sure they stay off of it and avoid what happened to Noah, as he is just tearing it down pit road here. He is definitely going to get a speeding penalty.
Probably not too happy with himself on that one.
I think he wants to get as much damage fixed as possible. He might have missed his pit box.
Yeah, I think he missed it by most of pit road there, Harry.
Yeah, he just he said, "I don't care about the penalty. I just need to get as much as I can fixed under this caution."
Absolutely.
That's I guess that's the risk you take, but maybe it'll work out here with a couple more spots under these final few laps under green.
Yeah, with 6 laps to go here in the heat race, we'll take a quick run through the field. Tyler Fode currently out front ahead of Latham Joyner in the 03 car. Trevor Elam, his first start in the series, finds himself in third. Jay Kaner in fourth. Nick Massey in fifth, as these positions are going to update incorrectly. Nick Massey in fifth. Braden Holt in sixth. Kynan Jones, the long traveler, in seventh. Michael Goodman in eighth. Ryan Joyner in ninth. Jeff Green 10th. Brandon Ultra 11th. Cash James 12th. Brent Jones 13th. Josh Smith 14th. Scott Haney 15th, as we're about to go again.
So Tyler Fode will lead him down again. Another great launch in the restart zone. So that'll bring us down now to 5 to go. As Latham Joyner slots back into the second position. Bell is on for the 4th spot.
Battle here between Nick Massey and Jay Kaner. Both of these guys very strong competitors, it seems, in this car. Haven't seen Nick before, but Nick's one of the strongest here in Elite. Quick here tonight as well.
So give Massey the 3rd position, check out the 4th position. As meanwhile, Latham Joyner laying on the pressure to Tyler Fode late on. There's only 3 to go. I wouldn't expect Joyner to the ante too much, since this is just a heat race, but I think he's going to put Fode on notice heading into tonight's 75 lap feature.
Oh,
yeah, I noticed that one in the back of the field. They were 3 wide there for a bit, and Ryan Joyner doing a little bit of some donuts at this point.
Man.
But we'll load up the Whiskey Cast replay, see what happened. I'm going to say it's some 3 wide gone wrong, but we'll take a look anyways.
Sporting the Bud Moore on look.
Jeff Green on the inside, Kynan Jones on the outside. Looks like Ryan kind of dove it in there. Jeff on the inside. I don't know if he was expecting him to come side by side with him, but Jeff gets into the side of Ryan Joyner. Joyner goes around. A couple guys get a piece, but going to be able to continue on for these last few laps of the heat with very minimal damage.
So it should be a green white checker finish.
He did drive up there. Let's actually take a look and see. How do you do? Like he drove up and left his in a bit to say hello, Jeff, and falling back to his spot there in 15th. But been an eventful heat race, guys.
Yeah, he's like, hey, what's this? What's this? As lights on the pace car are not off this time, so we'll go back to the Racing America event schedule again. North Wilkesboro tonight and tomorrow night with modifieds, tour type mods, crate mods, and mini stocks. And then coming up on Friday, we got 2 events on Friday night. We'll have weekly action from Carolina Speedway, so a little dirt racing. Meanwhile, will be up at Star Speedway on Friday nights for Jim Bellafor Memorial. There'll be 350 super modifieds along with street stocks, mini stocks, and pure stocks up there. So looking forward to that one. Heading over to Saturday now. Actually have a super mod doubleheader from New England this weekend, as we'll have the Ollie Silva Memorial from the Lee USA Speedway. That'll be the New England Super Modified Series. We'll also be featuring Pro 4 Modifieds and Ridge Runners on the broadcast as well. That'll be about 6 o'clock on Saturday night. Take a look here. Also coming up on Saturday, we'll have the Larry Long Memorial from Lakeview Motor Speedway. We'll have all their weekly passes in action. Then we'll have the JEG CRA All-Stars Tour. That'll be pro late miles from the tricky High Bank Quarter Miler, Anderson Speedway in Indiana. Always a very fun and challenging track out there. We'll also have the Carolina Pro Late Model Series from Hickory Motor Speedway. The broadcast will be about 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And we'll also have the Show Me the Money Series Pro Late Models from Montgomery Motor Speedway down in Montgomery, Alabama. And then we'll finish off the weekend with one of the big events at Slinger Super Speedway will have the Alan Kowicki Memorial, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. That is Sunday night from Slinger Super Speedway, as we'll be going to a green white checker restart, but single file for this final restart. Chad Frankenfield laying down the law with these guys a little bit. Green is out in the air. Another great launch by Tyler Fode, as Lathan Joyner trying to lock down that second position, but Trevor Elam not making it easy.
Yeah, I think Trevor looked low there off the restart. Latham cut him off there going to the going into turn 1. Both of them didn't get a good run through 1 and 2, so Fode should be clear in a way to win this heat.
Well, white flag is out in the air. Tyler Fode good through 1 and 2. Let's see if he can get the run through 3 and 4. Yes, he will. So Tyler Fode, he will win the heat race and start from the pole for tonight's 75 lap feature from the Martinsville Speedway for the Racing America Super Late Model Series.
Solid drive there by Tyler Fode in this one. He did an incredible job as always in these super late model cars, but nice job by Latham Joyner, Trevor Elam, Nick Massey, and Jay Kaner up there in the top 5 as well. Some new faces up there in Elam and Massey, and it's always nice to see a few new faces out there mixing it up with these guys. And Fode's said he's been all season long, and I'm excited to see what he can do in the 75 lap feature.
Yep, so we're grading up. We'll take a look at the lineup coming up.
We actually grid here, and while we're looking through the grid, guys, we'll do some race picks for this one, and we'll let Connor start off by letting us know who he thinks is going to take the checker flag in this feature tonight.
Well, since you're going to let me have the first pick, I'm going to have, I think, the obvious one tonight. So I'm going to go with our pole sitter, Tyler Fode, in the number 40 car. Again, he's winless in the first half of this 6-race series, but I think he'll start off the second half by finally getting that first win. Lathan Joyner will be to his inside. The Trevor Elam in the Furniture Row car, and Nick Massey in the Kellogg's car in row number 2. Very nice throwback schemes. We'll have Jay Kaner, Brayden Holtz in row 3. Row 4, Kynan Jones, Jeff Green. Row 5, Michael Goodman, Brandon Ultra. Row 6, Cash James and Josh Smith. Row 7, Ryan Joyner and Brent Jones. Scott Haney and Noah Allison round out the 16-car fields here for tonight's 75 lap Elite Racing League Racing America Super Late Model feature. Guys, your picks.
Yeah, there was definitely a strong pick of Tyler Fode, and I'll give the second pick here to Harrison. Harrison, who do you think will take the victory tonight? Obviously, with Fode off the board.
I got the drivers starting in P4 in that Terry Labonte scheme. I think Nick Massey's going to get it done. He always knows how to find his way up at the front towards the end of these races, so look out for that 5-car.
Yeah, I'm going to go not too far from him with Jay Kaner. Jay's been really strong all season long, and as the pace car comes off, I think Jay Kaner is going to be one to watch here in this one.
It's there 2 by 2, ready for 75 laps, as Joyner trying a little gamesmanship on this start, but Tyler Fode able to one-up him once again.
Oh, Brandon Ultra around in the back.
Already.
Pull that one up here on the Whiskeycast replay. See what happened. Looks like he had a little bit of help. Brandon Ultra ahead of Josh Smith and Ryan Joyner here. Yeah, gets into the corner. Yeah, Josh Smith just got in there really hot. Gets into the back of Ultra. Ultra grabs a little bit of the wall with the back, a little bit with the front, but they weren't up to speed too much there, so it shouldn't have caused too much damage, and Brandon Ultra was able to continue without much.
Of course, Ultra, one of the real world racers. Again, a mod racer out of the state of Pennsylvania. So now for this feature, the caution laps will count in this one, and I get the feeling that it's going to be a bit of a rough and tumble event, as so often events at Martinsville, whether it's here on iRacing or in the real world, usually are.
Yeah, absolutely. These races here at Martinsville are definitely always full of excitement. I know Harrison and I have both taken part in a couple of elite races in the Cup Series, trucks, and Grand National as well, and it's definitely not a track that's short of excitement. Uh, Harry, speaking from your own experience, you think we're gonna see a lot of yellows in this one, or do you think maybe these guys are gonna calm it down a little bit, get back into a rhythm, and try to give us a nice green flag run?
Well, we hope for the latter, but the trends of every race I've done here say the former. Um, so we hope that we get some good green racing tonight, and not have your typical Martinsville show here. But these guys are really good at what they do. They know what they're doing, so I'm confident they can get it done for us tonight.
Well, lights are off on the pace car. We'll bring it back around. Try this again. Hopefully, we'll be able to make it a full lap this time around. And Stiller, Bodie, and Joyner on the front row. As I'm sure Chad Frankenfield, under this yellow flag, been giving these guys some warning. Play it cool, at least for a couple of laps here before you really pour it on. So we'll see if Fody can once again get the launch that he's been getting. And yes, he does once again, as we're back under green, as we have now completed 6 of the 75 laps. Actually, 5 of the 75 laps, I should say. Now working lap number 6.
Tyler Fode's been really strong on these restarts all season long, and it's definitely been something that's really helped him get the leads and stay out front. It's definitely something that these guys are going to have to start picking up on in this race and throughout the last few races of the series if they want to have a shot at beating Fode for this championship.
Well, the good news is that everybody, they are indeed playing it cool for the time being. So getting some laps in. Oh, we say that as we see everybody getting bunched up in the back half of the top 10. So we see Jeff Green looks like he was able to pick up a few positions as he's now up into the 8th position.
Yeah, Jeff Green taking advantage of a couple other people's portion there. He's back up in the 8th position where he did start this one. So Jeff hoping to have a nice solid run, kind of take advantage of the momentum from last week. Himself and Ryan Joyner chased down Connor Jones in the 7th.
So Jones closing up on the back of Brayton Holt. Holt's running a William Byron scheme. It's actually a scheme that we've seen him run in super late models this year with Donnie Wilson Motorsports. And Byron's actually won a couple of times with that car, including a couple of races I've been to myself. So you saw him win with it down to Hickory Motor Speedway in March, and a month before at New Smyrna Speedway during Florida Speed Week. So that scheme's really gotten a lot of recognition this year thanks to William Byron.
Yeah, it was definitely a beautiful scheme there on William Byron's car, as well as here on Braden Holt's machine. As we have a nice battle here between Latham Joyner and Trevor Elam for the 2nd position. Trevor might have been listening into the broadcast, hearing that his name was not selected in our race picks, and trying to show us up here tonight.
Of course, to be fair, this is the first time that Elam has run in the Super Late Model Series this year, or this summer, I should say. And it's just a 6-race mini series, but already run 3 of the races. So guys like Tyler Fode, Latham Joyner, they've got the experience so far. But Elam, though, he's trying to make up for it with his Martinsville experience.
Yeah, obviously, but Trevor's new to this series, but he is not new to iRacing, as he takes a dive to the inside of Latham Joyner, and Latham's just going to let him go here. I think he saw Trevor was pushing a little hard into the corners, and he just figures it's too early to be battling too hard, and he lets him go. Trevor will make a run here towards Tyler Fode as Latham Joyner tries to hold off Jay Kaner and just kind of maintain his tires.
No tire changes allowed throughout the 75 laps, unless, of course, you got a flat. How much is tire wear concerning these guys?
Yeah, these guys, I'm really concerned about what Trevor's going to be doing here. He looks like he's diving it into the corner a lot deeper than what anyone else around him is doing. So it's going to be really interesting to see how those fronts, especially that right front, is going to be hurting here by the end of the race. Remember, no tire changes. We don't have any new sets in the pits.
Yeah, you know, someone such as myself that's always been amazing at saving tires, you know, as Harry knows, that is definitely not a fact whatsoever. Um, I would definitely be really concerned with the tire wear here. Kind of taking it easy, kind of taking the approach of one of our good buddies, Trey Holmes, which he just likes to settle in early on, kind of hang out a little bit, hang in the back, let his tires rest, and then in the last 2/3 of the race, so he'll make a nice push at the lead, and usually works for him. And I think there might be a couple guys that might be doing that tonight. You know, Jeff Green's kind of been hanging out in that 8th position there. Obviously, he's got no Allison down his neck here right now, but Jeff Green's just maybe saving a little bit, kind of hoping to be there at the end.
As we see all these guys remaining in single file formation as we're closing in on the 1/3 mark of this 75 lap race, as we'll be completing lap number 20 this time by. So again, Martinsville Speedway up this week, and then we're on to the fast confines of Five Flags Speedway next week. Is we got a battle for position.
Ryan Joyner and Braden Holt here, swapping positions for P6. Braden Holt just getting back in line. Nice little here. This is one heck of a race so far. These guys are doing a really nice job. Obviously, like you mentioned, everyone's really just settling in, trying to get a nice long run going, which we really appreciate, as Trevor is peeling down the back of Tyler Fody here. He's making a push on the outside, and I don't know if that's the right move.
As he overdrove the corner and got a little bit too high, so he'll have to reset here. Meanwhile, it's let Latham Joyner and Jay Kaner just back up. We've got a 4-car battle for the lead as we are about to complete 23 laps.
Trevor grabbed a little piece of that curbing there. That's something that you do not want to do, as we saw in the heat race earlier, because if you get a bit too much of it, it's going to send you around, and that's not a...
Yeah, but it's not like the curbing on a road course, is it, Harry? That's curbing's almost near vertical.
I think if I'm Trevor here, I think I really need to be taking care of these front tires here. I think he's used up a lot of them in these past 10 to 15 laps. And we saw it with Tyler Fody last week. He fell from the lead all the way to 5th because he used all of his tires up before the back half of the race. And he was able to not be able to contend after leading so many laps. So Trevor's just got to back it down, in my opinion, here. And cool off them fronts.
One thing I'm noticing about this field in particular to tonight is that might be 16 cars, but this is a very tightly wound field, as Tyler Fody yet to encounter any lap traffic. It just shows how competitive this field is, especially considering, again, you got Trevor Elam just coming into the first time tonight in the super late model, and he's immediately giving him a challenge.
Watch Trevor. He's just diving it into these corners. And, you know, as Harrison mentioned, he really has to make sure that he's taking care of these tires. Otherwise, maybe a bit too late at the end of this race for him to even make a run. Because like you mentioned a few times here, Connor, we do not have tire changes in this series. So what you start with is what you finish with. Is he just dives it in there. He's right on the back of Tyler Fody. And, you know, if I'm Fody, I might consider letting Trevor go by at this point, just to make sure that he doesn't send it in there and turn me. But really have to wonder what's going through Fody's mind as he looks in his mirror and sees a mirror full of Trevor Elam down on the back of Fody's car.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, is that with the top 4 packed up so much, can you take a chance of laying him by and getting hung out to dry on the outside?
Yeah, that's definitely a big question mark for sure. As you know, obviously we're coming up to the halfway point here shortly. This race has gone by pretty quick, so that second half's just going to continue to go by, and once they wear the goodie off these tires, it's going to be tough for these guys to make much of a pass.
A lot of bumper tech as Bodie actually washed up a little bit that time, but Elam unable to put the power down. He is through waiting around. He wants to lead this race. Is it possible that Elam is thinking that track position, considering how hard it is to pass at Martinsville, that track position may take precedence over tires, especially over a 75 lapper?
Yeah, I think Trevor's definitely looking to take the lead, stay out front in this one rather than trying to work his way through later on. Obviously, um, maybe he wants to get up there, like you mentioned, and stay up there and not really worry about the tire wear. But I think if you wear it off too soon, these guys like Latham Joyner, Jay Kaner, that they really haven't made that huge charge, but have been there. You know, they might have a little bit of extra rubber at the end of this and be able to pass these guys for the win. When these guys are really battling so hard so early, you know, it's been quite the interesting event so far. Looking back, just we have a nice side-by-side battle between the 24s of Noah Allison and Braden Holt. Noah in the white car, Braden in that beautiful William Byron scheme. But obviously, Noah gets the position here. It's going to be interesting to see at the end of this one who has the tires left and who's really worn them out too much to really be able to do anything.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier it is Trevor's first race, so always he puts the bumper there at the center of the corner. Does nothing to Fody. He's experienced enough. But we mentioned earlier it is Trevor's first race. So I'm wondering if he doesn't know that we don't have another set of tires. And he's just going hard, thinking there might be a yellow here. He could just come down and get another set. That's something to think about, but I'm not sure.
That's definitely a good point, Harrison. Obviously, like we mentioned, this is Trevor's first start in the series. He's fairly new to this kind of racing here with the late models and grassroots stuff, but yeah, he may not be aware that we don't have extra tires in the pits for him, and that may be a rude awakening soon if we do get a yellow in.
Well, Fody, I think, is controlling his pace right now, as it's allowed the top four to close up a little again. But you've also got the other Joyner closing in there in the 5th position.
Yeah, Ryan Joyner, as you can see just out from the roll bar camera here, he's chasing down Jay Kaner rather nicely in this battle within a lap or so.
The 4-car battle for the lead is going to become a 5-car battle in just about a lap or so if things keep going. As got Ryan Joyner joining the battle with that old look Bud Moore scheme that was run in the early 80s, first by Dale Earnhardt and then by Ricky Rudd. But tell you what, though, guys, really a lot of discipline being shown by Tyler Fody as we see Ryan Joyner on the attack. He's going after Jay Kaner for the 4th position.
Yeah, Ryan Joyner had enough of sitting behind Jay Kaner there, even though it was only a couple milliseconds. But Ryan Joyner, he wants to be the top Joyner in this one as he chases down Laner for the 3rd position.
Wow, he sent it into turn 1 there. We saw he was pretty fast in practice.
Ooh, Trevor gets a big piece of the wall there.
So Trevor Elam makes one mistake in his pursuit of Tyler Fody for the lead, and it might cost him here as Latham Joyner dives to the inside, and looks like Ryan's going to try to join him. Oh boy, there's all kinds of opportunities.
Lots
here.
of joining.
for vocabulary usage here.
Yeah, lucky for Trevor, he did have a bit of an opening between Latham and Ryan Joyner, but that just really closes them up. Jay Kaner right there in the 5th position, and don't look now, but Nick Massey's right there, guys. He's right on the back of this 5-car battle. It's about to become 6.
So this race has taken a bit of a different trends than we were thinking. We had a spin on lap number 1, ran the first few laps under caution, but now we've been clean and green for 40 laps.
Yeah, this has definitely been impressive as we see Ryan Joyner making a pass to the inside of Trevor Elam. Trevor's not really one to give up, so he's going to keep pushing. Oh, he gets a huge piece of the wall
Oh,
there.
I
That
was
is
thinking,
not good for Trevor Elam.
I was just gonna say maybe I think he did use up his tires, and that's why he's been getting up into the wall. And I think that
oh,
might be the case. Is now we've got a yellow
Braden
flag.
Holt has gone around, guys. We'll load that one up on the Whiskey Cast replay, see what happened. But yeah, definitely tough for Trevor Elam.
I think I put the announcer's jinx out there. Sorry, guys.
some big damage for Trevor. I think I'd come down and possibly check that out.
Got
See
Braden
if there's
Holt.
a
Looks like he got a piece of the wall as well. And Michael Goodman entering a little high into that corner, sends him around.
I think he
Yeah.
had a but he got a little hosed by neck code.
Yeah, Brandon Ultra gets into him as well. Looks like it might be a bit of side damage there for Braden Holt, but he should be able to continue on in this one. And as you mentioned there, Harrison, Trevor Elam has taken it to pit road to take a look and see if he can fix up that damage.
Boy, such a big run trying to take a shot at the leads, but as we enter the final third of tonight's 75 lapper at Martinsville Speedway, things have gone wrong for Trevor Elam, hitting the wall not once, not twice, but really a couple of times there.
Definitely tough for Trevor. You know, he's really tried hard in this one. It's his first time out. He's racing tough. He's been giving it everything that he can, and unfortunately for him, that just won't be enough. It's definitely gonna be tough for Trevor to get back up front here, as he'll drop all the way to 60.
Yep. And before we get back to it, another big shout out to our sponsors, TA Services and Blue Egg Marketing for our presenting sponsors, and of course, Racing America for stepping up to be the title sponsor for the Super Late Model Series. Again, this is race number 4 tonight, as we've already run rounds at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, New Smyrna Speedway, and the Milwaukee Mile. Again, Martinsville this week, and then it's on to Five Flags Speedway for round number 5 next week. Of course, Five Flags Speedway home to the Blizzard Series throughout the season, and of course, the biggest super late model race of them all, the Snowball Derby. That, of course, will be coming up the first Sunday of December. Always looking forward to heading down to Pensacola, Florida. That, of course, you'll see that live on Racing America. And again, once we're done here on the Elite Racing Network tonight, pop on over to Racing America and check out the broadcast from North Wilkesboro Speedway. Tour Type Modifieds leading the action tonight. Close to 40 cars sign in today. Should be great for the first of 2 50-lap events this week. I'll also be back in action tomorrow, but let's sell it here tonight. 23 laps to go. Tyler Fode, not as dominant a restart as we have seen, as Latham Joyner's going to hang to his outside, and he's
Oh no, guys, that's huge.
crash. Wow!
Oh,
Oh my gosh!
We got
Wow.
cars upside down. We got cars everywhere, guys. We'll wow,
was
that's
horrific.
rough. Take a look on the Whiskey Cast replay, see what happened there, but it looks like the gap just closed on the outside and took out a lot of cars.
Well, we've seen the big one happen at Martinsville a couple of times. Boy, these two, they just got tied up, and
I'm gonna back that up just a kind of looks like they got hooked together. Latham Joyner gets into the outside wall. There's conflict between Connor and Massey. Cash James in there. Jeff Green flips. Brandon Ultra involved. Everyone's pretty much involved in that one. That's definitely gonna change things up a little bit in this race, guys.
boy, and I know it looked like Tyler Fode was kind of crowding him a little bit, but I don't know, kind of tough when you got somebody to your right rear, though.
Absolutely. No, just look at these cars, guys. We have heavy damage. Quite a few of them on the here.
Jay Kaner, big damage.
Hey, Kaner, your car's not supposed to look like that, guys. That is
That's
looking
starting to
more
look
like a smile than a car.
Yeah, it looks more like a modified with the way the left front is sticking out there. But oh my goodness,
Brent Jones heavily damaged.
most of the front runners just absolutely wiped out in this one.
Some Joyner with heavy damage there. Trevor Elam, I believe this is still his damage from earlier. This might help him out. Braden
now-
Holt, heavy damage. Scott Haney, Cash James also having a bit of a smile car there. So this is going to be interesting.
We see, oh, it looks like Ryan Joyner might have gotten some damage on that exchange. Meanwhile, Nick Massey able to get through that fairly cleanly, and he'll line up in the runner-up position for the impending restart as Tyler Fode, oh boy, he's going to take the outside line. What do you think about this decision, guys?
This is interesting. See, he needs to get a really good launch. He needs to not spin the tires, because if he does, Nick Massey is going to be right there on his inside, and he's going to blow right by him, because that inside is way more powerful than that outside.
Actually going to ride on board with Tyler Fode for this restart here. See if we can get a bit of a look at what he can do on this one. Is on the loud pedal pretty early. Yeah, he's actually going to pull away from these guys. They're going to go 3 wide. That is not going to work.
Gonna have to. I wouldn't be so. Did he go too early?
Not sure. I think he might have.
We'll have to keep an eye on race control for that one. But in any case, it's a clean restart this time as Fode launches to the lead, as Nick Massey will hold on to the second position over Ryan Joyner. Now with 18 laps to go at the Martinsville Speedway, but Massey quick to close up on the back of Fode for the lead position, as we see Noah Allison closing up there in the 4th position. And Michael Goodman, he's a little roughed up, but he's up to the 5th position, followed closely by Brandon Ultra.
Yeah, this is one of the first times that we've seen Michael Goodman this far up in a model race. No, he's taking advantage of some other people's misfortune.
Getting close up at the front again, as these two have closed up on Tyler Fode, but now it looks like the battle's going to go to the 2nd position as Nick Massey under fire from Ryan Joyner. A tap to the back bumper, and that's going to send Massey up the track and open the bottom for Ryan Joyner. A classic Martinsville bump and run.
Yeah, there was definitely a fairly clean bump and run, but I don't know if Nick Massey's going to be too that one. If he gets a chance to give him a bump back, he certainly will, as Noah Allison's going to go to the inside as well.
Noah Allison not going to give him the chance. Going to get hung out to dry on the outside. So that was something that we were talking about earlier, but Massey will have a chance to drop back in line here, but he'll be all the way back to the 4th position now. 14 laps to go. Meanwhile, all this battling has allowed Tyler Fode to stretch his legs a little bit, as Joyner not able to close the distance like we've been seeing. Of course, he had to come up through the field, so maybe his tire degradation is a little bit higher than Fode's is right now.
Yeah, you definitely have to think the tire wear's coming into play at this time. Just Joyner's going to get a piece of that wall. It just seems to be a magnet for that 2nd place car tonight.
The wall does act like a magnet sometimes, as he does get it again off of 4. It is hard to get it out of the wall sometimes, but he was able to get it out pretty quickly. See, he kept it very low out of the exit there. Didn't want to hit the wall again.
Well, considering that Fode is still up at the top, looks like race control letting that last restart go. Just shows, I guess, how great Fode has been on the restarts from start to finish here tonight. Although we're not quite to the finish yet, is they'll get the 2 hands high in the air. 10 laps to go. Ryan Joyner, though, he might not be done just yet.
Yeah, I don't think Ryan Joyner's somebody we can count out yet, but he keeps making these deep dives, and he's got to be careful that he doesn't throw it in too hard and have too much of a weight shift that causes his car to go around, or even worse is just waste so much more of that rubber and not have anything left. Oh my gosh, he's gonna throw it in there.
He's there.
This is his first race. He's not running for points. Fode is. He's got nothing to lose tonight. I'm not surprised to see him sending it. As we've got the bumper jack commencing now. 8 laps to go at Martinsville in the Racing America Super Late Model Series. See the brake rotors on Tyler Fode's number 40 starting to heat up a little bit. That's one thing we haven't really talked about. Martinsville so tough on the brakes. More contact now as they go through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, things are really heating up here, guys, as we come to 6 laps to go here at the Martinsville way. 7 to go. But this is a heck of a battle between the guys. It's going to go right down to the...
Tyler Fode not giving an inch. As now a little bit more contact. It sends Fode up. As now Joyner's out of shape. He's going to fall all the way back to 3rd. That might do it if it stays green for Tyler Fode. As now Noah Allison's up to the 2nd position as he's been able to get by Nick Massey.
Yeah, you take a look at the gap here. Noah Allison's going to throw it in there, but that gap is now about a half a straightaway between 1st and 2nd. It's really unfortunate for Ryan Joyner as he was having a strong run, and I really thought he'd have a shot here at the end of this thing, but obviously can't count him out yet. Lots can still happen, but it's definitely not going to help Ryan Joyner's case as he's going to make a dive towards the inside of Nick Massey, and I think Nick's going to be too easy to get by at this point after that little bump and run as the yellow flag's out, guys.
I was just going to mention something about a late race yellow, and there it is. I thought it was going to come from possibly off the front bumper of that 15, the way he was diving it in the past few laps, but it is here with the 8. So
yeah,
we'll take a look and
Josh
see what's
Smith was
happening.
running there in 7th position as we load up the Whiskey Cast replay. Take a look and see what happened here as you see Josh Smith just ahead of Trevor Elam behind Brandon Ultra here. Yeah, so Trevor got there a little bit hot. I think echoed at the beginning. Trevor definitely finished him off there as Elam's going to be in 7th, and Josh Smith's going to fall all the way back to 15th. I don't think Josh Smith will be too happy. The radios may fire up a little bit, and may see a little bit of payback after the race.
Yeah, it's hard to... There was definitely an echo there. It looked like there was still a bit of a gap between the two, so definitely nothing intentional there. As we're going to have a green-white checker coming up here at Martinsville Speedway. Tell you what, though, it seemed to me that Noah Allison was actually beginning to close the gap on Tyler Fode once he was able to get by after Ryan Joyner's little kerfluffle.
Yeah, Noah Allison was definitely having a strong run there, running down Tyler Fode after he got past Ryan Joyner. So that could be interesting to watch in these last few laps. As Tyler Fode's restarts have been getting a little bit. His last restart was pretty good, but mixed in there, he had a couple restarts that were not so great, not so Tyler Fode level. So be interesting to see if Noah Allison can maybe take advantage of that, get past him, and wait by him for the victory here tonight. But it's not over. Ryan Joyner's still in this thing. He's right there in 4th position here. Definitely going to be interesting to see what happens with just a few laps left in this one, guys.
Well, it's been an interesting race so far. Despite Tyler Fode leading all the laps, it's been pretty competitive up at the front. And meanwhile, we've had plenty of full-on contacts. We've had cars on their roofs, I should say. I think it's been the Martinsville race that we've been expecting to see. As lights still not off on the pace car, so we'll go one more lap. And we'll give one more final shout out to all the sponsors here tonight. MTA Services, Blue Egg Marketing, our presenting sponsors, and of course, Racing America. Again, North Wilkesboro Speedway, they're racing there tonight for the first time in 11 years since the big race that they had back in 2011. Got modified tonight, and of course, we'll have pro late models, super late models, and late model stock cars throughout the month of August. And then we'll have all the dirt races in October. We're going to tear up the old asphalt for a one-off events throughout the month of October. All kinds of dirt racing classes before they go through with the big renovations next year. So definitely a lot to look forward to in North Wilkesboro. But we're going to have 2 more laps to see who's going to come away with the spoils at Martinsville Speedway in the Racing America Super Late Model Series. Tyler Fode's going to switch back to the inside. Does he get the restart once again? Oh, Allison really crowding into the outside. Great gamesmanship by Fody. He gets the jump as
Oh,
Joyner
they're wrecking behind.
That's a big wreck.
still wrecking, and we're gonna go immediately back under yellow as I think Fody's games up at the front of the field. It's kind of caused everybody to stack up, and they
Ryan
didn't get
Joyner
very
is left immediately.
A bit further here on the Whiskey Cast replay. Take a quick look around Ryan Joyner. Yeah, it looks like Fody backed them up. No Allison got backed up there. Ryan Joyner in the back, into Goodman, into Kaner. All the 24s, as you mentioned, he left right away. But what a mess.
unfortunate after all the clean racing that we've had tonight. It's a classic Martinsville race too that you'd even see in real life, where you got all these green flag laps, and then all of a sudden you get this one little mistake by somebody at the end, and it just riles everything up.
No, this will change things up a little bit as Michael Goodman will move up to the 4th position. That's his highest position of the evening. Kynan Jones up here in 6th, the long hauler. Brent Jones in 7th, and Ash James there in 8th as well. Someone I don't think we've mentioned at all tonight just joined the top 10 there, and Scott Haney. So this is going to be an interesting finish. Obviously, we may see another restart like we just had, and one of those guys that I just mentioned may end up the victor this evening.
Something to point out, we only have 3 attempts at these green-white checkers here, so this is our second attempt, or what will be our second attempt.
By
For
the way,
green-white checkered, so we have one more possibility for yellow.
just want to point out that my race pick is still out in front, guys. How are your picks doing out there?
Yeah, so my pick's actually back here in the 11th position with a car that looks like a smile, Jay Kaner. So I don't think I'm going to be taking the victory here this evening. How about you, Harry?
Yeah, Nick Massey's still sitting pretty good there in 3rd, but that 40 car has been extremely fast, and I think our last challenger, really, Ryan Joyner, who just left and after that wreck, he's come and gone, and if Fody could just put together a really good restart here, I think he's gonna fly away here with the win.
Yeah, I think we can't count out Nick Massey at this point. Nick's always a strong competitor, and he knows how to get by Tyler Fody. They've been battling together for years on the service, and like I mentioned, Michael Goodman's up there in 4th as well, and Goody doesn't get a lot of opportunity to get the front at the end of this thing, so he could send it in there, push Noah Allison by Tyler Fody, and then kind of make a move of his own as the lights will go off of the pace car here. 1 lap to green before our second attempt at the green-white checkered here this evening in the Racing America Super Late Model Series here on the Elite Racing Network. But this is going to get interesting.
So let's reset it once again. Tyler Fody, your leader. He'll select the inside lane. Have Noah Allison to his outside. In row 2, it's going to be Nick Massey and Michael Goodman. He got some damage early on, but he is right back in this thing. Lathan Joyner back up to the 5th position. Green flag is out. It's a much cleaner restart. Noah Allison spins the tires. That's going to let Nick Massey get to the inside for 2nd. That's just what it's.
Guys, we're back under yellow.
Oh, no.
I think Massey might have gotten him for 2nd there.
I think he did.
Just barely been ahead at the timing.
Nick Massey is the 2nd place car right now, but we'll take a look on the Whiskey Cast replay because I have no clue what happened there. Starts up here with Noah Allison
On the tires.
Oh, looks like Cash James here.
No. It was a pretty quick yellow. I think it was something.
There we go. Scott Haney. Oh.
Whoa! Holy cow!
What happened there? Oh.
He
just a 3rd car to flip over tonight.
That kind of looked a little fun. Not so much for Haney, but we're on board for that one.
Yeah, he just really nailed the throttle too much, and
Haney just gets the
tires
wall.
got up to the wall.
Spins like a top, lands on his wheels. Continuing this. Scott Haney's still out there, guys. He just spun like a top, but he's in
Car
12th.
looks good.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, if I'm Tyler Fode right now, I'm very annoyed by that. You know, somebody in the back of the field, not a factor in this, just making their own mistake and costing him once again. Although we have said 3 attempts at a green white checker restart, this is attempt number 3, so he's either got to hope that he gets another clean getaway or somebody else in the back of the field messes up once again.
You know, I think a guy like Tyler Fode really loves winning these things under green, like any of us would. You know, obviously guys like Harrison and myself, you know, might like one of those lucky yellowed out victories, but being a guy like Tyler Fode, I want to win this under green. I want to battle door to door with Nick Massey coming to the line. Noah Allison beating the bumper off my car. I want this to end under green, and I want to make this exciting for.
Well, as we'll see, they're doubling up. Lights are up. All right. Can Tyler Fode hold on again? Nick Massey, he's going to have the outside this time. So on a previous restart that Latham Joyner was actually able to stay the outside. In fact, Joyner, he's back up to the 4th position. Can Fode, though, hang on the inside line? And will this be a clean restart? We're going to find out. Everybody's really stacked up on each other. Back to green.
There they go.
Fode clean into turn number 1. Massey tried to shut the door on Noah Allison. No luck there. As these two are going to go side by side, that might be all Tyler Fode needs to see as they come back for the white flag. One more lap to go. Battle still for second position. Nick Massey, Noah Allison duking it out. Allison, he's going to have the position going into 1 and 2. He may get one more shot at Tyler Fode, but Fode lengthens it to 2.5 car lengths. A final time for Noah Allison. A bit of a stack behind, but Tyler Fode, he's going to come down and win it at Martinsville in the Racing America Super Late Models.
Wow, that was quite the battle at the end there. Tyler Fode takes the victory. Noah Allison, Nick Massey rounding out the podium, but I want to give a quick shout out as well to Brent Jones. Found his way up to the 5th position, grabbed himself a top 5 in this one, and he didn't know that he was going to race this evening until about 20 minutes before the grid. So congratulations to him. But guys, Tyler Fode continuing to show how good of a driver he is in these super late models. Wow.
So Fode, it took him 4 races, but he's finally a winner in the Racing America Super Late Model Series here on the Elite Racing League. Man, he's seen him win in modifieds, seen him win a championship in modifieds, and again, his prowess in the Truck Grand National and Cup divisions in the Elite Racing League are unparalleled. This is these donuts, my goodness. Great donuts here from Tyler Fode as he's able to hold off the rest, as see Noah Allison was able to come home with that 2nd position over Nick Massey. As Fode will head out here. We'll see if we can get him in the chat here along with our top 3. In the meantime, though, we'll take a look at the results if we can get that up. Thank you. Tyler Fode, your winner. Okay, Tyler Fode, your winner over Noah Allison, Nick Massey, Latham Joyner. Nice recovery for him. Brent Jones, as you mentioned, Robert, late entry, but he comes away with a top 5. Braden Holtz, Michael Goodman, who was up into the 4th position at one point, Jane Kaner, Kynan Jones, Trevor Elam. That's your top 10 with Josh Smith, Scott Haney, Brandon Ultra, Cass James, Ryan Joyner, and Jeff Green rounding out the field. Ryan Joyner, and Jeff Green, the only 2 DNFs in the field tonight here in round number 4 of the Racing America Super Late Model Series. How we doing on getting guys in the chat for post race?
Yeah, so we currently have 2 of our podium finishers in there. We're gonna give Nick Massey just another moment to see if he can get in here to join us. But we do have the 10th place finisher of this one, Trevor Elam. just hanging around. So let's pull him up and just have a quick chat, a couple words, and then we'll move on to our podium guys that'll be joining us in just a moment.
Well, Trevor Elam, good to have you here in the chat. As you were in the mix up at the front here in your first starts in the Super Late Model Series, but man, it went so wrong so quick for you.
Yeah, so we were down there, the first 30, 40 laps, beating the bumper off Tyler Fody. I felt good, man. First ever time in a late model ever. I've never drove these things before, but beating the bumper off them, got the wall once, and that was it. Got back there in the Hornet's Nest, and that was all she wrote. We flipped a couple cars, we smashed up a couple cars. I mean, it was haywire back there.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly looked like it, Trevor. And tonight's your first start in the series. How did you find these super late models compared to the stuff that you're used to in bigger stock cars?
Honestly, the biggest difference was probably the grip, and these things were stuck to the track. You could smash the throttle off the corners. You could do anything you want. You could run the high line, the low line. Anything was going to work on these things, and I'm not used to that. And that's more of my wheelhouse, sadly. I'd like to be better in the lower downforce kind of things, but this was fun, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, just before we let you go here, Trevor, anyone you want to thank for getting this program together last minute here for you to come and run with us tonight in the Super Lates?
Well, I want to thank Chad and the whole Elite Racing League for doing this in the off season. Gives us guys up in the cup and all that stuff something to do. Or waiting around for the next season. And I want to thank Robert Hill, Connor Sullivan, Harrison Taillon, y'all broadcasting this stuff. Y'all don't have to, but it's always cool to be on the YouTube, man. So I appreciate all three of y'all. Y'all do great. I'm gonna go back and rewatch it. And I'm sure I'm gonna have a ball looking at it. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Trevor. As move Trevor out here and bring in Nick Massey, our third place finisher. He's going to catch up with Connor.
Nick Massey coming home third tonight. No, you're probably disappointed with the outcome, but considering all the chaos there was, especially on that one incident, you got to be glad to come through with 4 fenders intact.
Yeah, we'll take that for sure. It's been a while since I ran these things, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, there was that one wreck on the backstretch there when everybody seemed to wad it up, and I thought I was going to be involved in it, but somehow I was able to squeak by and keep on trucking.
I'll tell you what, you might have one of the sharpest paint schemes out there. Very cool seeing the Terry Labonte Frosted Flakes, Tony the Tiger look out there.
I was trying to get it done for Terry out there. Just came up a little short. That the 15 was flying. I was just telling Fody and those guys down there, I don't know what he was doing, but he was sailing it off in the corners. I couldn't sail it off in there that deep, but I don't know if he had front brakes on the car. I think it was all rear because he was just kicking the thing out sideways. It was incredible.
Yeah, but Martinsville is a track that's treated you well in the past.
Yeah, that's kind of why I saw it in the chat today where you guys were running here and open entries. So I was like, yeah, I'll come run Martinsville. It's a track I really enjoy both in real life and on iRacing. So I figured I have a good shot as long as we got through the carnage and take home a P3. We'll take that for sure.
All right, it's time to roll the credits. Who would you like to thank for getting you out on track at Martinsville tonight?
Yes, thank the spotter, Zach, right? You guys for doing the broadcast, trying to represent New England out here. I think you guys are from, at least you are, Connor, from up in this area.
Oh, yeah. Yep. What are you going to be up to this weekend?
I don't know. I've been meaning to get up to Stafford, but it's been a while. I don't know if I'll make it there this weekend, but I'm going to try.
Hey, still plenty of racing left, though, but definitely good to see a New Englander on the podium. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right. It's Nick Massey. Robert, who we got up next?
Yeah, joining us in the booth now is Noah Allison. It's a runner-up, Connor. And, take it away.
Noah Allison coming home second place. Unfortunately, he didn't get as good a shot as you wanted at Tyler Fode on that last restart, but what a whale of a battle between you and Nick Massey, though, for the runner-up.
Oh yeah, it kind of made it a little hard. I had to start dead last on the field. I had to come through the field. I think maybe if I wouldn't have had to start from back there, I could have got him. But no, it is what it is, and come home with a happy second place tonight.
He got roughed up a couple of times early on in the race, though, but you were able to keep wheeling out there. How was the car for you?
Actually, it felt pretty good most of the race. Maybe a little tight center, but it never really got too loose or too tight coming off the corner. It was really able to keep it under me.
How about Martinsville for you? Is it a track that's treated you well in the past, or was this one of your better runs?
Hell no, this place has never done me any good. So this is probably one of my best runs here.
All right, time to roll the credits. Who'd you like to thank for getting you on track tonight?
Brinkley Hefner Racing, Playboy Fab, Spotterkosh Communications, JHD Wraps, and all the guys back at the BHR shop.
Oh, it's a heck of a run here. Can we see you out there possibly once more? We've still got 2 races remaining.
I'd like to make it to them. It really just depends what's going on with the real life side of racing. Been busy with a lot of that stuff, so we'll see.
Well, all right, man. Definitely. Hey, always great when you got a real car out there at the real racetracks. So that's where we want to see you out there.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go try my first shot at dirt this weekend.
Hey, there you go. You definitely got some of your choices there out in Indiana. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, we got all sorts of racetracks. Probably about 7 or 8 of them within an hour drive of me.
Okay, a little jealous there, but in any case, though, congratulations on a very solid run tonight.
Yep, thank you guys. Thank you for putting it on.
All right, that's 2 out of our podium finishers. Do we have Tyler Fode with us, Robert?
We do indeed. Tyler Fode, welcome to the Connor. I know we've been waiting for this one for a bit, so why don't you take it away with Tyler Fode?
Well, first of all, Tyler, thank you for propping up my pick tonight. You were my pick to win, although I think it was a little easy considering they gave me the first pick out there and all the speed you shows there, but it didn't look like you were quite as bulletproof as you were in the first half of the race there. It looks like it got a little crowded.
Yeah, for sure. Some of the fast guys who didn't have a great qualifying finally worked their way up there and had me on my toes for sure. If that long run had kept on going, I was toast. My tires were shot. I was overheating them, just trying to run from everybody. I had me and Trevor were going back and forth there for like 20 laps. He was all over me, which was fun. Kept it exciting, but that burned my right front up, I think, a little too much. By the time the 15 and the 3 had got to me, so I was just hanging on. Definitely appreciated some of the late cautions there, though, to give me a chance to reset. And yeah, happy to come away with the win finally.
I was about to say, it took you 4 races into this thing to finally get that first win. What's interesting is that you came in as the points leader as well, so gotta be good to get that monkey off the back.
Oh yeah, for sure. These summer series, it's always new to me, just like the modifieds last season and this car this season. This one definitely has there's been a steeper learning curve as far as trying to figure out how to get around these places and also save the tires. So, but no, I'm happy to finally be coming along.
We got Five Flag Speedway coming up next week, another half mile, but a heck of a lot faster, much longer corners. You looking forward to that one?
Yeah, well, I've never ran there, but from what you just said, it sounds like it's going to be fun. So yeah, I mean, we got the points lead. Just going to try and manage that all the way home here, and who knows? Maybe we'll be back up here talking to you.
Well, in the meantime, though, let's roll the credits. Who'd you like to thank for the victory tonight?
Oh, I got to thank the guys over at Do Good, actually, for allowing me to be in their chat, talking with Goodman and Jeff Green there. Always fun, keeping it interesting in there. Shout out to you guys also for putting on the broadcast, as always. And yeah, we'll get after it next week.
right, Tyler. Thank you very much, and congratulations on the big W tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right. Well, that's Tyler Fody. Our winner tonight's here at the Martinsville Speedway in the Elite Racing League Racing America Super Late Model Series. We're on to Five Flag Speedway next week, guys. Again, like I said, it's a half miler, but completely different compared to Martinsville, though. Final thoughts.
Yeah, Five Flags is definitely going to be an interesting one this week. Tonight was one heck of a race here at Martinsville. That long green flag run really surprised me there in the middle portions of this one, and obviously the caution trouble at the end there kind of gave us a bit of excitement for the finish. But congratulations to Tyler Fody on the victory tonight. Allison on second and Nick Massey on third. But we got another show here tomorrow night on the Elite Racing Network with the Elite Daytona 500 Cup Series qualifying and duels. That's going to start, I believe, about 8:30 p.m. here on the Elite Racing Network. So be sure to tune in for that. And yeah, what a race here tonight, and I can't wait for next week.
Harrison, final thoughts?
Yeah. These guys put on a really good show tonight, I think. As Fody really mentioned in his interview, his right front really got worn off from having to deal with Trevor on his back bumper, putting so much pressure on him. So, that being a factor, and obviously not having a set of tires in the pits, it really threw a big swing at things here really late at the race. I wasn't really expecting him to say that he burned off his right front because I think he had it mostly under control. But that just shows you pressure can get to even the best drivers, and he was able to pull it off, but sometimes that doesn't happen. So you always got to keep watching these things.
Well, all right. We'll wrap it up here from Martinsville Speedway. Big thanks to our presenting sponsors, Blue Egg Marketing and TA Services, and also a big thanks to the rest of the team over at Racing America. Hope you'll be able to head on over to racingamerica.tv. We've got North Wilkesboro racing. Man, it's so good to say that. Racing from North Wilkesboro Speedway on right now and tomorrow night and throughout the rest of the month of August. Head on over to racingamerica.com. Check out the full schedule. We'll have racing this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights as well. So on behalf of Harrison Taillon, Robert Hill Jr., and big thanks to Chad Frankenfield and everyone else for the Elite Racing League, Connor Sullivan, saying good night. We'll see you same time next Tuesday night for the Racing America Super Late Models from Five Flags Speedway. Good night.